If you're a fan of the Gibson demo shop and mod collection, things are about to change. Look what showed up for the first time this week. A new exclusive decal reading Gibson mod collection. Previously, if a guitar was modified, it would actually be stamped on the back of the headstock mod, or from the demo shop demo. However, there was this weird gray area of mod collection guitars and modified demo shop guitars. Not that anybody really cares the difference between the two, it seems they might be trying to differentiate between them. It looks like they're not stamping it mod anymore. Welcome back, Troglodytes, to your daily dose of guitar information, the Trogly's Guitar Show. Let's see what the USA mod collection has in store for us. Starting off with Space Sparkle Les Paul Custom. I was very tempted because it incorporates an interesting all blacked out theme with a really dark blue sparkle. All that thrown onto a regular Les Paul Custom looks incredibly good, especially with the speed knobs. And they even threw custom buckers in this. But the headstock matches that theme, but did you catch it? Not only a blank truss rod cover, single ply black, but your tuners have mixed matched hardware. Black tuners, but all your securing bits and washers are still chrome. That's a good look. The back, while hard to see, is actually a dark blue. However, this one raises a good question. In the future, because look at the DS serial here, it's 174, will they be removing the Gibson Custom Shop decal to replace it with that? Because they do look oddly similar. But before we continue on our fun today, we need to have a word from our sponsor, Sweetwater. Sweetwater is a great place to buy all your new gear, and that's from electric guitars to pianos, orchestral instruments. My favorite thing is the fact that you can pick out the instrument that you want, from your weight down to the serial number to the kind of top. When I'm looking for something special, I always go to Sweetwater. And they're going to hook you up with a sales engineer that's going to not only help you with this sale, but many of other sales down the road as well. Thank you, Sweetwater, for sponsoring tonight's episode. Now let's get back to the recap. Check out Sunspot Burst at 4700. This is a really nice, extreme, but tame quilt top. Like, it's not as quilty as some of the crazy ones we've seen, but I can tell it might have some mild dancing to it in person. And it's got this really obnoxiously thick red border, but it reminds me of the good heritage cherry sunbursts out of the 80s. And it's got the black chrome hardware with no pickguard, with a custom bucker in the neck, however a burst bucker 1 in the bridge. That stock doesn't have anything too crazy going on, but oh, that's really cool. You actually have a metallic red sparkling burgundy-like finish on the back. So you can kind of get the best of both worlds. The seeing through of the wood grain on the top, but the sparkly goodness on the back. And hey, they threw Lock and Grover tuners on there just for good measure. But that one is number 198, still with the old mod stamp. But now good old Fay Green Les Paul Special here, 1900. It's the first one I personally saw that had the new decal. As far as custom color finishes go, it's kind of like a silver mixed with a green. You got your cream plastics, no pickguard, interesting barrel style knobs that matches your really rosy looking fretboard pretty good. But I found the back to actually be the most attractive. The cream backplates work exceptionally. But as a reenactment here, I was like, is that a Gibson custom shop? For 1900? And that, my friends, is when I discovered the new mod collection decal. But if you need something to burn out your retinas, here's Cobalt Mist. As a 63 reissue special, it's a satin blue hue with a really dark board, but the cream P90s just really stand out, especially with the white beveled edges of your pickguard. But whoa. Something tells me that one started life as a junior, because look at your controls. Output jack, single volume, toggle switch. I didn't notice that until just now. But then your headstock has a suspicious looking Gibson logo. If I didn't have proof that it was in the mod collection, I would question it. But you got a matching headstock and a shaved down truss rod cover. And there we go, we can see another decal that doesn't look quite as good as the other one. But it also answers our question, do only the destroyed serial number variants get that? So far, it doesn't seem to be so. I thought this was a good nod to the late Henry J era, a watercolor 59 reissue. It's got a little bit of yellow, it's got some green, kind of an aqua teal with some deeper, darker blue. It's not gonna be for everyone. But then again, neither was the original Aurora Borealis Les Paul model. Granted, some of them look better than others. But this one has a slightly more tropical feel to it. It would be a good combination piece to one of those. But the back is still completely red. Oh man, that thing's all kind of messed up. That serial number is so off-center. And interesting enough, they give it the Les Paul custom style case. And downgraded your custom buckers into burst buckers. But now for all natural. I thought it was a little bit more dressed up than that. It's got like a very slight darkish border to it. Otherwise, it's just kind of a reddish orange hue with the mahogany color showing through. I slapped one of them Bigsby's on it, B7 in style, with your new ambered bonnet knobs. but for the most part left the headstock alone. And ooh, a new data point. We can confirm this change happened by at least 208 now. Because I can see it now on the Facebook groups in like 10 years. Your mod collection guitar, where's your decal? Must be fake. The early years that we're living through, my friends. But here's a good full shot of that one, where once again you can kind of see the red border that they put onto it, even on the neck. But here's an interesting double cut special. For $3,800, I kind of missed this one on launch day. It's a nice blue with maybe a little bit of yellow sparkle flake in it, but yet they left the neck completely natural. This one's got a cool repeating serial number, 222. But follow that up with Ruthless Red. It's regular Gibson USA SG standard. This reminds me a lot of the old SG robots. They had a carbon fiber-ass looking pickguard. I think you get the general idea. But a really nice shining red finish with the black works well. And the back is completely matching. And here's a regular Gibson USA just with the decal. Now let's head over to Avocado Land. Because for some reason the EU mod collection's really into these things. So Olivocado Satin. Les Paul Standard. I swear we've seen something called that before, but I'm not going to lie, that finish looks fantastic. A nice dusty dark green with a black border, speed knobs complemented, and hey, it's kind of like the Anaconda Burst, your cream plastics. But then you flip it over to the back, they hit you with the red, and then look at the headstock. We're getting festive over here with a green stinger. I'd buy one of those if it came stock, in the custom color series or something. Kind of some interesting wood grain on that one too for our fretboard. Almost looks like it needs desperately cleaned over here, and then hey, where's our fret nibs? But now we've got a flaming avocado. But whoa, what? That's nearly $4,500 for a guitar that's like 3,000-ish brand new. Let's see what they did. So another green finish, kind of a slightly darker border, but not as dark as what we just looked at. It's got a really nice top for a Gibson USA. But as expected, it's the double classics. And it looks like they threw the custom shop knobs onto it. Headstock looks about the same. And then the back is natural. But to be fair, they did give you the custom shop case. However, personally, I think somebody saw that custom shop case and thought this was a custom shop and priced it accordingly. Because I don't personally see what would make it fetch that kind of pricing. Next, we got a 70s Explorer Sapphire Satin, 2,700 euros. This time appears to be a satin finish Moto pickguard. You've got your UFO HP style knobs with the binding, which complements your pickguard. But the zinger on this one is the matching headstock also being blue, covering over that Gibson logo. And just as the top, the back is matching. But now the USA Demo Shop, they actually had quite a few cool guitars this week. So a pretty good deal on a Rick Beato double cut. Wasn't that long ago people were paying like $2,500 for these on the used market, but since they decided to put them back into production, only the red ones. If you were looking for a player, now is the best time to scoop one up if you don't mind a demo stamp. I thought this dark purple SG Modern had an interesting top. It's not really ultra flamey, it's not really wide, it's not quilt, it's something. I'm not exactly sure, but we got witch hat knobs on it, so it works well with this finish, more so than something a bit more striking than one of the modern studio smokehouse satins. I thought it looked pretty good. This one I was kind of confused about. Read the title with me. Gibson ES335. Okay, that checks out. 60s block. No. It's a dot neck. There was a little bit of a mishap there, but hey, that's what I like looking at the demo shop for. Sometimes things slip through the cracks and it's funny for us. There was also another double neck 6400 if you were in the market. But this was kind of cool. Blue tone ivory non-reverse Thunderbird bass. 2100, you got a new blue finish, some see-through clear knobs, new pickguard with a new colored matching headstock, and the back completely matches. A dark purple classic with what I would say is a really good top for one of those. Not sure how I feel about the cream plastics, but it certainly changes the look. This TV Yellow 61 stop bar variety caught my attention simply because of the defect. A little bit too close to the metallic flake stuff, or actually that might be a white finish, I'm not sure. Some sort of a contamination. Then there's one of these junior double cuts. These are really cool. I was still waiting on my review piece to come in, but we had covered them a few episodes back on the new Gibson model offerings. But check this out, an SG Supreme Koa top. Yeah, in case you didn't know, Sweetwater, our sponsor of tonight's episode, does have an exclusive version of the SG Supreme in a Koa top. Oh, cool. They gave you a custom shop case. If anybody wants a new Guitar Day one of these, I really would like to review it. But check out this deluxe. I can see why it's sold. It's not the craziest top we've ever seen. It's not even the most traditional. It's got good wood grain and like this interesting boat wave pattern going on. It's full of character. That's exactly why you would choose something like this. Next, along similar lines, one of the old classics in Honeyburst for $17. At first, it's just, very nice plain top. They're a little bit underrated online because they're not as flashy and cool, but look at the neck on this thing. Is it a dark wood grain? Did it get burnt? I mean, they even took a time to take a close-up photo, so I want to believe something happened to that wood there, and they didn't catch it until after they finished it. It's another one of those character things. And then I think they might have hired a new photographer, or they're changing their style, but look at this standard 50s, very dark. I think it might have actually helped sell it, though, but all the angles are just slightly askew. Just thought I'd point it out just for fun. There was one for the lefties in a Les Paul Jr. variety, although not too exciting outside of that as far as modifications. Then to wrap up tonight's episode, I had a viewer reach out, say, hey, you didn't cover my guitar last week. You want to know what's funny? I thought this guitar was that guitar because they do look kind of similar, but they're from different weeks. And hey, this one's got a slightly different variety to the Lemon Burst. That's what I was telling you guys. The Lemon Bursts, they all look different. And usually you don't find that good of tops on them. But this one has a nice dark vibe, but then it's very natural here. And yeah, the obvious elephant in the room, the Bigsby. He decided to pick this one up for his collection because he thought it was the best looking Lemon Burst he's ever seen. Alright, Troglodytes, I hope you enjoyed. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll catch you tomorrow on the next one. Take care.